One bad break and a crisis of faith on a 400 series highway. We're driving westward, homeward, across southern Ontario highways. We're sharing a piece of cake and the cruelties of heartache. Chocolate and sweet cream on plastic forks for bitter sorrows, for the bite of betrayals by those who say, I love you, then turn to face the wall. But we sleep like spoons, so I know you've got my back, and I tell you I carry all those stories in a Chinese takeout pack. I swing the thin metal handle like Little Red in her basket, watching the trees for wolves in sheep's clothing. It always annoyed me how quickly she fell asleep while I lay watching the sharpness of her teeth. Now I'm stuck with this twist in my chest, a sour pink vein slowing the blood in my veins. I ate a glazed strawberry and remember how she'd never tasted one. Disbelieving, I called them nature's candy and told her to take some risks and eat more regularly, that fruits and vegetables, well, they're good for the soul, and the studies say they prevent cancer, diabetes, and even the common cold. But that little tart, she sneezed all over the just dessert, sniffled and collected her pay, so my heart's all boxed up like salty takeaway, leaving a feeling of being somewhat deep-fried, rather than grown organically in Ontario with pride. Don't worry, you say, I still think you're a peach. Everyone feels like a chicken ball sometimes, or a greasy chow mein, but that's nothing a hot bath can't fix. I guess I'm still suffering from the after effects of not quite being able to digest, and I'm all wound up as the day winds down, my feet on the dash as the trees blur past. I claim asylum under those cathedral leaves, thinking, oh, Little Red, the woods were never the problem, the city's where the trouble is. All those tall buildings in gray concrete blocking the earth from our feet. Those streets where the berries are all black with buttons. I prefer the Macintoshes I can eat. All this consumption in my tummy is still rumbling thanks to prelapsarian fantasies and the callousness of lovers who turned their back. And these are the same old story, human decay on the count of technology. You all know this. You're the ones listening to poetry. Nothing? Really? Let me do that again. You know this. You're the ones listening to poetry. And in this poem, I'm still driving across highways with you and some cake, and I ask, what can I do? If you call in the night, you know I come running. White horses and tassels like a storybook night. I guess I am a giver, and I know love's not something in material demand, but I think there's a connection between facing the wall and losing touch with the land, between refusing a hand or a hug or an ear, and an operating economy based on fear. And you say, sweetheart, you're already out of that box. When you find those people who will lend you a hand, whether or not time and space go as planned, they know what's important is you and me and the connections between us and the way that your face fits into the palms of my hands. Find those people and hold on tight, and everything, sweetheart, will come out all right. Thank you.
Financial headwinds, blood on the floor, carnage, Schadenfreude, undercapitalized house of cards, subprime fiasco, meltdown, shock to the system, punch to the gut, wake-up call. Researchers discover that emotional trauma activates the same areas of the brain as physical trauma, hence the hurt of the broken heart, but applies just as much to getting laid off. A dull ache throughout the body with no discernible cause. Position elimination, termination, fired, rationalized, downsized, right-sized. See you later. We're so very sorry. Good luck. All the best. You're the best. Please come back. When one door closes, another opens. You'll land on your feet. You were so helpful, so nice. Platitudes told to you by the survivors, your now ex-co-workers. A handshake and some severance money if you're lucky. An escort off the premises if you're not. You're free now. Fly, fly, fly. And the next one. The nature of pain and pleasure, not an easy thing to tease out. When the whip strikes the body, the sensations are not interpreted as pain. The context in which the act takes place dictates how it feels, how each sting of the whip caresses the body, how each scratch demands the next. The body writhes, restrained or not, your lover's affections transmitted by proxy through the toy, leaving marks that will last for days.
She waits for her bus at the corner of Dundas and Richmond. Damn, baby girl, you's a cutie. Without looking up at him, she breathes a quick thank you. She isn't in the mood to be moved by his back alley pickup lines. It's okay, baby. I don't even need your number. I'ma find you. Woo. Her head snaps quick in his direction. Really? You're gonna find me? See, I hate to tell you, but I've been desperately searching for me for quite a while now, so unless you've got God as your detective, trying to find me may be a quest you're not yet ready for. All I know of myself is what other people tell me. She says that I'm a beacon of light. They say I can never comprehend the brightness that I brought into their lives, and when I'm the only thing illuminated, they say it's perfectly fitting. While ironically, all I've ever known of myself is darkness. His face cracks into an open-mouthed laugh. Darkness? I don't know what you think you know about darkness, but baby, I'll follow that bright light of yours until I find you again. Fine. For now, you can find me sitting at the edges of forests, studying the flickers of fireflies' backs, praying that those moments of illumination will form Morse code messages telling me who I am to become. You will find me there, waiting for the word of my God to come riding in on their backs as the night rides in on the hush after sunset. See, I don't know how to find myself in the dark yet. So all I know to do is to stare into bright lights, allowing myself to be led by the example of unshaded light bulbs, watching the midday bright beating sun, examining crashes of thunder lighting up torn divided skies, praying that these beacons will teach me to be brighter. But each time I just end up blinded. Baby, all you are right now is a moth drawn to fluorescence. The light is always easy to find, but the difficult part comes in embracing the gray. Instead of watching the flies' blinking backs, take the time to instead start examining their wings, watching as they turn light into night like butter, ushering illumination into black pearl skies. And instead of staring into light bulbs, thinking that insight will come from the remnants of blindness, try putting that light on a dimmer as each inch of darkness is slowly persuaded to become more and more like the bright beating sun. And instead of staring at that sun at midday, watch it in the morning as it creeps up on the horizon, as it delicately convinces the earth that it's time for a new day to bless the world now. People say that you are light because each time you smile, God's love seeps from between your cheeks and your laugh lines trace the places where he stitched you together. But don't be silly. You are named Kira for a reason. Your name brands you with the title Coming Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. It is a reminder that if all you were was light, then there would already be altars claiming divination to your name, scattering sacredness across the world. It is your light that makes you God's child. But remember, it is your darkness that makes you human. And that's what's divine. In that moment, like Tupac, she wonders if heaven's got a ghetto, or if the embodiment of Christ, Buddha, Krishna, or Muhammad could be a busted-ass man standing on street corners, catcalling out tongue-in-cheek inspiration to women in moments of lost hope. How the fuck do you know where to find me? Baby, with a smile like the North Star, finding you wasn't the hard part. The hard part is in convincing you that you don't need to find you. You've been that moment that the darkness kisses light all along.
The words to avoid list. I'm trying very hard not to repeat myself, to avoid the words I always use. I've made it a rule. I can't say escape or mask or real. I must not write more poems about light, illumination, darkness, night, shadows, stars or moons or skies or seasons. From now on in my writing, there will be no fall or winter, including snow and falling leaves. There will be no sleep, no waking up, no dying, dreaming, breathing, wishing, trying, hoping, or writing about poetry, because really that's just weird. No more mirrors, mist, eyes, minds, lies, finding reasons or truth. No more tears, especially not the kind like rain. No more rain, or wind, or storms. No more weather of any kind, not even clouds. Nothing pale or fading, nothing deep or seeping inwards, rushing outwards, running anywhere. Nothing directional or indirect or undecided. Nothing fake or plastic, nothing empty or imagined, and nothing in between. And actually, no more nothing either. Let's see, no possibilities, no impossibilities, no limits or limitlessness, no barriers or doors, no windows, and of course, therefore, no glass, and absolutely nothing shattered or shining, and absolutely nothing that's breaking, broken, or becoming different. So I guess just no more changing, which includes editing, and anything else involving writing, or speaking, or words. So really, no more poems. I'm going to have to throw this out as soon as I'm done reading it because I'm trying very hard not to repeat myself. I'm trying very, very hard